is a King A.D.S. music production.
What's up? We back again. I'm so happy to be here with you. Just putting myself out there to take this chance and spread that good energy and try to find something interesting to touch on and reach some people with and connect. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. If you don't know me already, I'm King A.D.S. or go by the name King A.D.S. A.D.S. stands for Aya the Shadow, and I'm an artist out here in the Inland Empire, Southern California, as well as a small business owner. My company's called Best Junk Removal, and I help out wonderful people all over this area and outskirts of the area and things like that. And I just like to get on here to try to dish out something that is going on in my life, or from experiences, or from things that I've taken in from knowledge, or just things I find weird or interesting or whatever, and just try to get in front of you and connect with you so I can cultivate an audience that is open-minded and creative and all those wonderful things, and motivated and all that stuff. And I do welcome all kinds of either constructive criticism, things that I could do better, because I'm not like the pro at this kind of stuff. I would, I never really think I'm the end all be all to anything, as I've said before. But I welcome that. I welcome positive affirmation. I welcome people getting into the conversation and adding things that they know to sprinkle some more flavor, all kinds, just all this stuff, all this stuff. Bring yourself, bring that good energy inside, over here too, spread it over here. We all need it over here as well. And today I just wanted to first off the top as well, want to recognize the 50-year anniversary of hip hop. Thank you so much, hip hop. I love you, hip hop. You actually saved my life. Hip hop and my daughter saved my life. You know what I mean? And then other things saved my life later on. Then I started to save myself later. But hip hop, amazing, wonderful. Without hip hop, my life would have never changed into what it could be, and I would have never seen the possibilities that every human being possesses within themselves to try and go forward, follow with a good plan, follow through, and accomplish what they believe they can do out here in the world. And so you could put your mind to anything with that notion, and you can make it happen. And I believe in you. And if nobody else is saying that, I'm saying it right now. And if nobody said I love you today, I love you. And if nobody said to smile today, I'm saying smile. Don't ever let nothing or anyone or anything take your smile. You know what I mean? And so just real quick, big shouts to all the pioneers, all the people who were great that came, before to pave the way for this lane to be open for the expression. Because as you know, as I've stated first, I am an artist. And if you haven't heard any of my stuff, definitely go check it out. Check out all the hip hop stuff. Check out the Almighty Grind, which is a rock project, you know what I'm saying, that I was involved in. So definitely check all that stuff out. Bar, Sweat, and Years. It's all about the culture, right? And supporting those artists is what you would call underground, or peeps that are part of the fam, other people that are out there grinding, shaking, and moving, just to recognize and help share and spread the word about these amazing, wonderful people doing what they do so very, very well. And I hope that you guys do check out those Bar, Sweat, and Years mixes, and definitely check out all the artists. And so yeah, man, because it's a great thing, and it's all about that community type of inclusivity in the realm of hip hop, originality, and colorful, vibrant, alive, innovative, right? Innovative new angles and perspectives and ways of doing things. And that's what it's all really coming down to. That's the bottom line, right? Drive it home. So here we go. Let's move on to the actual topic, which is things that I've touched on in other videos. And then I'm not the only one, like I've said before, I'm not the only one. Other people have touched on things too, but things that we all have touched on, and maybe you've touched on it in conversations too in your own circles. But these things that were, okay, underground, right, are now coming to the forefront and the spotlight of the mainstream. How do you like that? And that's something, it's unbelievable. It's like I gotta pinch myself. Like, this is surreal. Is this really happening? Yo, it's really happening. And through all the times of doubt or wondering what is actually going on, right? So now we're getting closer and closer to the truth, whatever it may be. And when we get to that bridge, we will cross it together, and not getting overexcited about it or underwhelmed by it either. But definitely right down the middle, in balance where we belong, and looking at the events unfold and taking in the knowledge that was given to us to see a path a little bit clearer, a little bit more every day. And so it becomes more of a fascinating place, more of an interesting place, more of a weird place every single day. And the more open your eyes get, the more this place blows your mind. And there's also, when you read between the lines and some of the information, the literature that was left here for us, you find out that it seems like one of our goals on the checklist is to get to the point to where we're so observant that we can get our mind blown, actually get our mind blown every day. So whether it's by someone else's accomplishments or achievements, or whether it's by something that you didn't think you could do but you achieved it, or just nature itself, or how things just seem to fit and work together, all those things are a major part of it. And so it's all about just getting your mind blown, because as we know, the things that we can't see are the major movers behind the scenes making everything possible. So they are the most powerful elements, you know? So it's all about recognizing and seeing things we never saw before. So new perspective, new angles and things, shedding light on it from a new perspective. And so, yeah, they're talking about, let's get into it, aliens and UFOs, right? So I don't know if you've seen my other video in the past. I doubt you have. I just barely been kind of getting a rhythm into this speaking thing on camera. And basically, I did a video about threes, symbolisms, animals, and UFOs, my UFO experience, right? And I just want to touch on that again, because the thing that I saw, which I had never saw before, and I almost got to the point where I thought, well, maybe it's just, I'll never see it. But as I was going through the knowledge journey, I think that's what made it happen. And I was able to now see these objects move across. And yes, it did fit the description as what other people said. It was white, metallic, ovular, moving across the sky, sliding on top of the sky and not through the sky as you would normally see. And there were three of them, right, flying in what you would call an alpha formation. So there's one vehicle taking point, and then the other two trail behind and on each side. And that's exactly what I saw, and it was a very interesting experience. I tried to, it's like so surreal that I felt like my legs were out from under me. And it was almost like, is this really happening? I rubbed my eyes, shook my head, it was still there. And then I was trying to call out to anyone that can hear my voice, but it was as if I was the only one there, is how it felt anyway. It was almost like I couldn't get my voice out enough. I was so in between levels of energy, kind of like in a dream when you try to say something, you don't have a voice, the energy won't come out all the way. And that's almost kind of like what it felt like, but in real time. And at that moment, I felt so small in a universe so big and so interesting that that place still recognized each and every single one of us, right? So that's when it becomes clear and apparent that we are in a place that's most likely full of life, full of love, full of intellect, full of a lot of things, right? Things we don't understand yet. Things that we do understand all too well on overdrive, right? But that nevertheless, it's an eye-opening experience to know, and a feeling to have, that it's more likely that we've always never been alone. And throughout all the movies, everything that we see, we've touched on that before too. If you haven't seen those videos too, like how they kind of lead us through certain material until, we get used to seeing the image. So it kind of breaks the ice and then brings us into this next phase. So it's almost as if maybe this is a script playing out with timing, because there is literature to kind of what do you want to say, to communicate that in a certain amount of time, you will probably see some things change again, see some beings, see some things you haven't seen before, right? So maybe we're just in that cycle, and maybe other people are aware of that, and maybe that's what we're starting to see, is that the time is up and it's time to come back around to that sort of standard. And we got to get the welcoming committee together and get all that script together. But I just find it all very, very interesting that this elusive topic that people have been uh, you know, shunned away from and called crazy and called a conspiracy theorist and all kinds of nonsense, that now we are finally getting to a point where there's an open line of discussion and communication about it amongst the people and to the authoritative figures. So this is a very interesting time. Also, along with the breakthroughs of technology, which I've touched on and talked about how, yeah, we're going to leap so far so fast, and then things are not going to work right, because it's also one of those things where the planet itself is sort of out of balance, and the people are out of balance. So without that proper connection to everything, we're going to rely too heavily for this technology to fix all of our problems or to do all of our things. And then we will be at the mercy of malfunction in that system. So the things I touched on, wait till the first person deep fakes in a place where they've never been, but they get called in for the crime they didn't commit. You know, I think we've seen something like that. The person who got excluded from going to a store because the technology scanned his phone, this person's phone, and I guess they were a lawyer or something to that nature, and because they were in a lawsuit against one of this facility's sister companies, they were not allowed to shop at this particular this particular store in this chain, right? By relation of the other subsidiary or sister companies beneath the ownership of, so this is just one company in their branches, right? And the technology reads the phone, sees it's a lawyer that was involved with the case that involves having a complaint against that group of people, and then was excluded from being able to function in society. People overseas getting their assets and things frozen when they speak out with their own opinion or just using their heart or anything. So this is very strange, and I spoke about disenfranchisement from the past. And if you don't know that word, you better get familiar with it, because it's a time where you can get very disenfranchised. And it's one of the reasons that I started doing these videos, because I wanted the world to see my personality and my attitude and insight before someone else could paint a picture or dictate a message to you about me. Authenticity, right? So with that, you would know, like if you saw me out in the street just doing something crazy, either something's very, very wrong with me or it's fake. You know what I mean? Something is off, because I don't act like that on a regular basis, and that there's some scruples in my head, just like I know there's scruples in your head, so that's what it's all about, when it comes to that. And so yeah, the technology stuff is strange. And with technology, biological technology, what do you call it, genomics, right? Stuff like that, re-encoding the DNA, genomics and everything like that, the genome. Very crazy stuff. And I just watched someone else's video say, and dude said something similar to what I would say, which is we can do things that would make you cry. You wouldn't think that, but we can. There's so much research that if you haven't bothered to look at, but it's there, and you could look at it yourself and see these facilities dedicated to specifics of studies, and there's a big budget for that, and it's not spoken about a lot, but there it is, and it functions with a full-on staff and facility. And oh man, the topics that come up for these research foundations are amazing stuff. Like there's one place that focuses on nothing but sound resonance, sound frequency resonance, and energy relation to that. Like that's all they do in every single aspect. That's all they do. Like, so that we can do things you wouldn't imagine. And when it comes to the genome, I know this thing, people have these tabloid type uh, posts or videos or whatever, and they say so and so's a clone and stuff like that, and it's entertaining and amusing and it's an eye catcher and people look, kind of like clickbait just a little bit, right? But at the same time, the sad truth is when it comes to the topic of cloning, we've been at this topic since like the mid to late 80s in the public knowledge, okay? As far as I know, right? So when I was youngster, but I remember it had to be the early 90s. But I woke up early, getting ready for school, and there was a newscaster on the news, right? The morning news. It was a lady, and one of the topics that came up in the bulletins as it's going through, believe it or not, was cloning. And as a matter of fact, it was human cloning. All right. No lie, all truth. Now, peep game. So they basically said this: what we were doing here didn't fit our health and moral standards. Like, it didn't jive with our paperwork, right? So they sent that joint over somewhere else. And where they sent it, I won't say that on this video. You know what I mean? That's up to you. Maybe you could know this. Maybe you know this. There's only one other person that I know that's in my life that has seen that with their own two eyes the way I did. And they finished this story for me before I could finish it. And that's how I knew that they saw the same footage that I did, the same feed, the same, newscast. So I don't know how many people saw this or remember this, but basically they said that we can't do it here. So they sent it somewhere else, right? So it's not like they said they stopped. They just sent it somewhere else. All right. And then they said more on this story when we come back. Do you know what happened? They came back and didn't say one more word about that shit. I'm telling you, like, somebody got in trouble, you fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me talk to you for a minute. You lost your mind. What do you think you telling these people out here? You think this is gonna go good for you or for us? What do you think you're doing? There's people way above your pay grade that pay to keep this stuff out the public eye. Oh my goodness. Like, so like, I just got that feeling, that sinking feeling in my heart. And I was just like, oh man, somebody just got busted, right? Like, or somebody put that up there and it wasn't supposed to, or something. Somebody got in trouble though. I'm pretty sure of that, man. I'm curious to know how that really went behind the scenes too. But yeah, nevertheless, when they came back, they ain't say nothing about it again. So that really, when that happens, you really clue in, like, whoa, hold up. Like, did that wasn't supposed to happen. Like, there's only a few times on live television that you get to see something natural happen that probably wasn't supposed to happen, but it like almost needed to be seen, right? So that's how that felt. And I was just like, man, I remember that forever. And then someone else that I know also had the same exact story. They said, oh, and then they came back and they didn't say anything and this and that. They're like, yeah, because they saw it too. So yeah, we could probably do things that you just wouldn't believe. And so do I believe there's clones? Possibly, most likely. Yeah, but just not the ones that we think are running around. That stuff is mainly entertainment. But can we do it? Have we figured it out? Most likely, yes. That's what I would say. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. It's not a fact, but that's what I would lean towards and say most likely yes, right? So just looking at all the things swirling about at the same time. So man, bleep and blorp, we might be chilling out, having some Arcturian blue wine or something soon, or you know what I mean? Who knows, right? We're gonna be chilling up on the spaceship. I'm gonna hook me up with them space trees, right? And all of that, and just having some cool earthling to otherworldly conversations, possibly. Who knows? Um, I do also believe that some changes might come with us too. When you talk about genomics and talk about genomes and evolution and stuff like that, that we're like human, Homo sapien, like we're like 2.0. You know that already, right? Like, so in every cycle, when we have this kind of narrative where you've got the old with the new, or you know what I'm saying, the vast with the local, all together in that storyline, there's always some shift with the genes. So I've said before, get ready for that new human 3.0 because it's coming. And it don't have to come with the doctors, but it's just coming. I feel that that's going to happen too. There's going to be a significant difference with the human 3.0. And just like how the caveman was to us, they gonna die off, and we'll probably die off, you know what I'm saying? Because the advancements that will be made by the human 3.0, we just won't be able to keep up with. Now we'll probably get along, chill, have children, drink, smoke, go to shows, have fun, sing, dance, laugh, all that stuff. We'll probably do all that stuff together. We will find each other fascinating and beautiful and wise and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Nurturing and caring. But just the process that it seems to be, right? You had dinosaurs, you had this, you had that, you had Cro-Magnon, you had, right? So you could kind of see how the upgrade snuff out the old one. It's time to wipe that clean. The old one was working for the purpose and time, and then the time is up. You know, so I'm trying to make the best of this time that I have now on this planet and with you. And you know, so yeah, but that's you know, something to look out for. Human 3.0 might be on the way. Just might be on the way. Yup. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? Let me know how you feel about it, man. If you've thought about any of these things too, or if you continuing to watch this video already, you might drop me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You know what I'm saying? Share this video, help me reach more people with these good vibes or thoughts or these interesting things or weird things, wacky things, you know what I mean? And just connecting with you with a warm, friendly vibe. Just doing what I do, you know, and trying to get more natural at it, you know what I mean? And stick to a cause, a purpose, and direction. There you go. You know, so maybe it'll be food for thought, or maybe it'll be fuel for conversation in your own circle for the day or evening or whatever. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But that's what it's all, you know, comes down to, just connecting and bringing that energy together across the board. So we're in a network. So we be in a network. And so moving on to the last part of this, because it's already like 20 minutes on this video. So also, in another video, I said upcoming possibilities, right? These predictions or whatever. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but there was a time period where it felt like how other people say, and I didn't believe in it till it happened, but they say like I was getting downloads. It was kind of like an overload of information, right? So in this, I kind of had that, all right? And it was about 2019 all the way through like till like 2022 or something like that. It was pretty crazy. Or 2021, about 2021. So about 2 years, it was just nonstop, like to the point where I couldn't get it out when I tried to tell you. I couldn't get the words together. They were coming, but I couldn't get it all the way out. And that's when I started doing the videos, by the way. You know, it's because I was like, there's gotta be a reason for this. I just don't get why this is happening. It started to scare me, like what you trying to tell me. And I did get this between the lines, and I'm gonna share it with you now. It told me 2024 has a possibility of having some sort of revelation and also some sort of natural disaster, something unavoidable. So I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I am saying it looks like, you know, since we're starting to talk about this topic of UFOs and stuff and taking it seriously now amongst the public eye and the spotlight, I figured I'll just share this with you. Little black birdie on your shoulder that loves you, come tweet in your ear real quick, chirp, 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 letting you know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Man, and I just thought about it totally off the topic, but I said chirp, chirp, tweet, tweet. Hey, big shouts, Dirty Birdie, man. Hey, great MC, great insight, great guy. You know what I'm saying? But it's beside the point. But nevertheless, I am that little black birdie right now, coming down to your shoulder to chirp, chirp, chirp in your ear, a little something that maybe I seen from the branch, right? From the top of the tree, right? That you couldn't see yet. So possibility of word of concern that yes, some sort of more in depth of the revelation of being aware of other consciousness entities or life or something to that nature, and also some sort of natural disaster or something to that point, you know. So so yeah, I you know, I don't like to try to, you know, shed light on, you know, to bring the clouds. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm just saying keep an eye open, keep an ear open, be ready, try to prepare yourself, make good with your energy and with the people that you love. You know what I'm saying? Always make sure you do those things, because right now it's better to be on that side of the fence than any side. And I'm so happy to say that for the first time in my life, it feels so strange to be on a certain side of the fence at the certain timing. You know what I'm saying? So that feels really weird. I've never really had that happen per se. I've had other things happen that trip me out, but this is a lot deeper. You know what I mean? So I really can't believe that I'm able to that I've actually said some of these things before some of these big guys, man. Big guys like Billy Carson, who I told you was awesome. I told you that guy was awesome, right? And look, he's kicking ass, right? And then I told you Ralph Smart. I know a lot of you already knew that, but I didn't know that, right? I didn't know. I didn't even really come on to YouTube for other than just like upload some music or something, and maybe watch something from one of my friends or something like that, and then just get out of there. So I didn't really spend that much time. But during the whole COVID stuff, and once and also with my Roku box, because I have a Roku box and it has the YouTube app, so I could watch it on my TV. And sorry, the guy's getting the trash in the back. You can hear the dumpster rattling around because the place is, like I told you, is old and there's rattly stuff. So, but I told you these guys. But anyway, I didn't know about that. Bringing it back, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Ralph Smart, awesome. You know what I'm saying? Billy Carson, awesome. Oh man, Greg Braden, awesome. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there. They're awesome. Linda Moulton Howe, awesome. You know what I'm saying? As well as people like Killer Priest, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get that word out there, trying to get that energy out there. Crazy Bone, trying to get that energy out there, get that knowledge going. Just I see people out there, Dame Dash, you know what I'm saying? I see people being progressive, being proactive, and trying to bring the truth first instead of just waiting to react. And that is powerful. And so that's what I mean by, with that swing of momentum, it's a great feeling for a change to be the one who was scared to speak out. I didn't know what would happen, but I did it anyway. I took a risk. And now I feel like those waves are traveling, and it's coming to fruition. And by the way, things that come to fruition, manifesting. If you want to connect with the universe through your flesh at best, then contest, say it from your chest and your heart express out through your mouth to the ether. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. And with that, the channel of energy will vibrate back. You know what I'm saying? And that should be able to bring that path or that attention into your focus, into your scope of vision. And so you either prepare yourself, like I was talking about before, to get ready for it, or you just get your mind blown because you're going to be right in the middle of it, right? Or maybe the universe starts to talk to you through different things, right? Through different things all the time, just tossing it at you, bing, bing, upside your head until you go, hey, wait a minute, maybe you're saying the same message for 2 weeks straight, right? So, that's how we get down, right? So anyway, man, with that trippiness right there, manifest nothing but the goodness. Please manifest some likes on this video, manifest some subscriptions to my channel. You know what I'm saying? Come along on the journey. Follow me all over social media. I do appreciate you. I don't care if there's just 2 of you even in the room. I love you to death. You're the best 2 people on the planet, right? So whether it's an audience of 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 20,000 people, 1,000,000 people, even 5 people, I just love you to death, man. Y'all mean everything. And I'm just grateful to be able to share this energy with you. And I hope that you enjoy it. And so, man, till the next time, I love y'all. Catch you on the flip. Peace.